Severe storming, there's different levels of anxiety when it comes to severe weather. You can have just a kind of a fear of severe weather. You can have anxiety, which makes you really uneasy when you think there may be storms. Or you can have a full-blown phobia, where it's just a debilitating terror about severe weather. Different people have different levels of it, but really it's just a fear of severe weather. It might be tornadoes, it might be lightning, it might be the sound of thunder. And it expands to other things too. It's not just severe weather. It could be hurricanes or winter storms. It's really widespread, we think, and lots of people have some degree of anxiety about severe weather.
This applies to all of what we do as meteorologists, and we're talking about storm anxiety in Oklahoma. But really, this concept applies anywhere across the country. Everywhere who weather service offices, TV meteorologists deal with people who have anxiety of some kind of weather.
Yeah, the studies that have been done show that probably 75 to 80% of the severe weather anxiety that people have, it's because of an event that they've lived through direct exposure. So either they've been in a tornado, or they've been in a hurricane, or they've been in a situation that caused them to then fear storms after that. There are some people that don't know where their fear came from, and some that are just kind of indirect. They may see it a lot on television, or they had a relative that experienced it, so it varies.
Looking like it was going to be a very significant severe weather day, and it did end up being a significant severe weather day, and there was a lot of build up to that. In the week to 10 days building up to that, there was a lot of outlooks coming out, a lot of strong language being used, a lot of information that's being shared out there, and this was kind of centered over parts of our area in central and western Oklahoma.
The main things to know if you have severe weather anxiety is that you're not alone. A lot of people have severe weather anxiety. At the weather conference we're at, I'd say the majority of the meteorologists here at some point in their lives were afraid of storms. Talk about it. Find someone to talk to about it. It doesn't have to be a professional. It can be a friend or family member. And we think that education helps if you can learn more about storms. A lot of times the things that people are afraid of is the mystery or the uncertainty associated with severe weather. And severe weather watches and warnings from the local TV stations and the National Weather Service have gotten really good. So learn more about how that works and how there's a team of people working to protect you all the time from severe weather. Certainly if it gets to the point where it's just affecting your daily life and you can't function, then maybe there's counseling or something. I mean, there's things you can do. There's 800 numbers you can call that are anonymous that you can talk to people. So there's a variety of things depending on how severe it is, but really it's all about just knowing that it's something and then talking about it.
It was going to be a bad day, and it ended up being a bad day. It wasn't the tornado outbreak some people were expecting, but it was certainly a lot of severe weather, a lot of tornadoes.
What we're doing in Oklahoma is we're trying to develop a web page and some resources for people that have anxiety. We went out and asked people, what exactly is it that you're afraid of when it comes to storms? And they told us things that have to do with shelters and have to do with separation from family. So we're trying to develop some educational materials to address some of those specific fears. If you're afraid that you're going to be buried in your storm shelter, then register your shelter with the local fire department if they have that program. Have communication plans with your family so that if you are separated, you can talk. Things like that. And we think for a lot of the people that have some level of anxiety, that might be enough to help them at least feel a little bit better when there's storms around.